Good day everyone. Today we are going to present our restaurant menu system created using the Basic C programming language. So without further ado, let's get started. First, the header file. In the header file, we first include the standard input library header. And we include the standard library header, and also we include the string header. These values provide functions for manipulating C strings and arrays. And also we define maximum menu to 30. Here we use to set the maximum number of menu items allowed in the program. And then this line structure menu item defines for a custom data type, and inside of this structure has three members. First, an array of character name, which are an array of characters used to store the name of the menu item. The second is a float price. So here, it is a floating point variable used to store the price of the menu item. And the third is the character description, an array of 1000 characters to store a detailed description of the menu item.
Then this is the function prototype. Void menu system. It's likely manage the overall menu operations. Void add menu adds a new item to the menu. Void display menu displays all the menu items. Void update price updates the price of an existing menu item. Void remove menu item removes an item from the menu. Later on, you will see how it works when we get into function declaration. Then this is our global variable, struct menu item. This is an array of a menu structure with a size defined by a max menu, 30. It means that we created 30 of this structure which can hold all the menu item. Int menu count equals 0. An integer initialized to 0 which keep track of the current number of items in the menu. Int item number. And this integers variable we can use this in every function. Later on, you will understand this purpose. Main function. Our main function displays a menu with various options like adding, displaying, updating, and removing menu items. As you can see in the first line, system color 0b is a command that sets the console color, background, and text color. Integer variable choice. While loop. This is an infinite loop that keeps the program running until explicitly accepted.
This scanf reads the user's input and stores it in the choice variable. Then, we used a switch statement which controls the flow of the program based on the user's input or choice. In case 1, we only have the function called addMenu to add a menu item. In case 2, we have system_cls, which is the command to clear the screen, and function called displayMenu, which is to display the menu items. And do while loop waits for the user to enter 1 to return to the main menu. And as you can see, we have a beep here that produces a beep sound to alert the user of an invalid choice. In case 3, it clears the screen, and the function calls update price to update an item's price. In case 4, like case 3, it clears the screen, and the function calls remove menu item to remove an item from the menu. And in case 5, it clears the screen, prints a thank you message, and exits the program using return 0. And also the default. If the user enters an invalid option, beep plays a sound and prints invalid choice.
And then next instruction declaration. Function declaration. So in the function declaration name void addMenu, it doesn't take any parameters and doesn't return a value. So inside of this function, In the first line, we declared integer variable choice to store the user's decisions on whether to add another menu item. Do while loop that continues executing as long as choose equals 1. Then inside the do while loop, we use an if statement to check if the current number of menu item is less than the maximum allowed. If true, the user can add a new item. Otherwise, an error message is displayed with beep sound. System closed to clear the console screen. Printf. We use gitcha to consume any leftover new line character in input buffer to ensure the subsequent inputs are handled correctly. Then perhaps the user enter the name of menu item. Then we use fgets here instead of scanf because it reads the item name from standard input and store it in menu name, and it reads up to 24 characters to leave space for the null terminator.
Then, in this line, simply removes the trailing new line character added by fgets by replacing it with a null terminator. Then prompts the user to enter the price of the menu item. And in scanf, reads a floating point number from the user and stores it in menu count that price getcha to consume any leftover new line character. Then prompts the user to enter a description for the menu item. Then also, we use fgets here to read up to 1000 characters to leave space for the null terminator, and then removes the trailing new line character added by fgets by replacing it with a null terminator. And we increment the menu count variable to reflect the addition of a new menu item. And then, in a nested do-while loop prompts the user to decide whether to add another item. This line asks the user to enter 0 to stop or 1 to add another item. Scanf. If statement to check if the user enters a value greater than 1, an error, beep sounds, and an invalid input message is displayed. Then the loop continues until the user enters a valid choice 0 or 1.
And then the next function. And in the display menu function, we use for loop to repeat a block of code with initializing the loop counter index to 0 and continuous looping as long as index is less than menu count. Here menu count represents the total number of items in the menu and increments index by 1 after each iteration. And our print format output to the console, insert a new line character, a placeholder for an integer value. I plus 1 is passed to display menu item number starting from 1 to a placeholder for a string. Menu I name is passed to display the name of menu item. Then we insert a horizontal tab for spacing, a placeholder for a floating point. Number format to 2 decimal places. Menu price is passed to display the price of the menu item. And in print menu item description, we insert a horizontal tab for identification and a placeholder for a string. Menu I description is passed to display the description of the menu item and then new line.
And the next function, the update price function, is designed to allow users to update the prices of items in a menu. So inside of this function, in the first line we declared integer variable choice. In the main loop starts a do-while loop that continues executing as long as choice equals 1, allowing the users to update multiple items prices in succession. If choice is 1, it prints the update item price header, indicating the user has chosen to update another item. This printed formatted strings to the console, displaying separators, the menu title, and calling display menu to show the list of items. Then inside the do while loop, with conditions that item number is not equal to menu count, prompts the user to enter the item number they wish to update. If the entered item number doesn't match the menu count, it triggers a beep sound and displays item not found, prompting the user to enter a valid item number.
In this statement, check if the entered item number is within the valid range. If so, it prompts the user to enter a new price for the selected item, update the price in the menu array, and confirm the updates. This do while loop asks the user if they want to update another item. If the input is greater than 1, it triggers beep and display invalid input, prompting the user to enter a valid choice, and that clearing the console screen. And next, the last function, declaration of programs. Inside this remove menu item function, as usual, we declare an integer variables. Just like the previous function declaration, we start do while loop that will run at least once and continue as long as its choice is equal to 1. And if the choice is equal to 1, it prints the heading for remove menu item. Regardless of choice, it prints the current menu by calling display menu.
And this law prompts the user to enter the number of the item they want to remove and stores it in item number. If the entered item number does not match the menu count, it beeps and prints item not found. Then ask the user to confirm if they want to remove the item. The user must enter 1 for yes or 0 for no. Any other input triggers an error message and a beep. In this if statement, choice is equal to 1, user confirm. It checks if item number is valid. It shifts all items after the selected item 1 position up to remove it, and decrements menu count, and then prints item removed successfully.
It checks if there are items left. If yes, it is asks the user if they want to remove another item or don't want to remove another item. Else, it asks if the user wants to return home. And then, if choice is equal to 0, it offers the user to return home or remove another item. And then, the screen is cleared using system close at the end of each loop iteration. And at the end of the loop, while choice is equal to 1, the loop continues as long as choice is 1. And that's all of our program called Restaurant Menu System, where you can add menu items, display all menu items, update item price, and remove menu items using Basic C programming language.